6.
Well, some of Katrina's furry and four-legged evacuees are making the Central Coast their temporary home after arriving in San Francisco. 10 dogs were taken to the Santa Cruz SPCA, and one of them has a story of super proportions. Meet Superman, a pit bull whose owner had to leave him behind under a freeway underpass in New Orleans. And soon, Superman and his owner will be reunited, all thanks to a ripped T-shirt that was wrapped around his neck.
So there was a little piece of cloth tied around his neck, and one of the employees saw it and thought they'd take it off, and just happened to see that there was writing on it. So there was an owner's name and a phone number. He's very much a tough dog, happy dog. He flies around, and the fact that he came to us in the way that he did, and he's being reunited in the way that he did, is almost like a super power that he had, you know.
Oh, when his owner found him, he was so happy he broke down crying.
Families being reunited with their pets. The reunion you're about to see probably wouldn't have happened if the dog's owner hadn't quickly, literally, given him the shirt off his back. Les Trent reports on a super dog reunion.
It's a big day for the dog named Superman. He's heading to the airport for a flight to Houston and a reunion with the family he hasn't seen since Hurricane Katrina. Superman, like these other lost pets we told you about recently, had been evacuated aboard a Mercy flight from New Orleans to a shelter in Santa Cruz, California.
He was very dirty, and it was obvious that he'd been swimming through who knows what.
So how'd the shelter track down Superman's master? This, a ripped T-shirt with his loving family's names and cell phone number. It was tied around Superman's neck. Meanwhile, the man who wrote that number, New Orleans evacuee Al Kolar, is eagerly waiting with other family members at Houston Airport.
I love Superman. I love him with all my heart. He's like my son.
Then, the big moment.
Hey, boy.
Soup, my baby. Soup, baby.
Superman, who's an American bulldog, is so pleased to see the family, he knocks Al over. There's even a gift for Superman, a goodie basket from SPCA volunteer Noel Murphy, who accompanied the dog on the flight.
There's all sorts of, this is dog heaven right here.
All right, thank you.
The family is also presented with that framed T-shirt note. All of a sudden, a dog's life doesn't seem too bad.
Come on, man. It's time to go home.
Well, 96 four-legged orphans landed in Monterey last night. 78 dogs and 18 cats, all rescued from just outside of New Orleans by the Santa Cruz SPCA. Lindsay Martell spent the afternoon with the furry evacuees and has that story for us tonight.
Chloe is just one of the animals that was rescued from the Gulf Coast. She's a special needs animal. She's just got 3 legs. The SPCA is working to get all of these animals ready for adoption so they can start their new life here on the Central Coast. These furry faces are the four-legged orphans of the storm, rescued from the Gulf by Santa Cruz SPCA. Just one thought went through Nancy Eaton's mind when she laid eyes on the pups.
I gotta do something. Gotta get them out of there.
So Nancy, along with a slew of volunteers, brought back 78 dogs and 18 cats, all animals abandoned in Louisiana, some before the storm and some after.
They were dying in their crates and dying in their kennels and having to be euthanized.
So the SPCA took action, and the Doris Day Foundation pitched in over $20,000 to charter the animals to the Central Coast. Ron Talon and Sheila Mabbitt piloted the 10-hour flight and say these were the perfect passengers.
You can scratch them behind the ears and they're happy.
What, the people or the
animals?
Unlike other rescued animals, these are ready for a new home. Something volunteers say should be a cinch.
I'm sure they'll find a home. I'm sure they will. They're really cute.
And they've come a long way, especially these pups just 2 weeks old.
I see that some of these puppies were probably born in the kennels. Maybe they were born on a rooftop or on a front porch. God only knows where they came from.
Now taking tiny steps to a brighter future.
They're really accepting of our love and our attention and our good food. And I think they're just really, they're sensing that they're in a different place and that it's better And something good has really happened, really good has happened to them.
All of the animals that were rescued from the Gulf Coast will be available for adoption, but not right away. The Santa Cruz SPCA wants to make sure they all get a clean bill of health before they're sent to their new homes. In Santa Cruz, Lindsay Martell, KION 46 News.
All right, it should be easy to find them some foster homes. Now, these animals were collected from New Iberia, just outside of New Orleans. The SPCA says because the animals have been through so much, they will need a few more weeks to recover.